Hello, welcome to a live brought to you by Flight Attendant Career Connection. I'm excited. This is going to be kind of a quick Facebook, YouTube live because this is actually an invitation as well as an announcement depending on if you've already been invited or not. So if you've already been invited to this event, and you saw in your email, then this is more of an announcement with more details. But if you don't know about this event yet, then this is more of an invitation. Let me see. I'm going to make sure my comments are up. Okay, so what is happening is I'm going to be teaching a 4-part interview skills training class on Saturday, Saturday the 31st of July, which is this Saturday, and it begins at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time, and it goes for the rest of the day. It goes to like 6:45 or 7, with some breaks in between there. The full schedule is in the portal for the Flight Attendant Career Connection interview workbook bundle. So that's where the full schedule is. So this training class, if you've been around Flight Attendant Career Connection for a while, for a couple years, you may have taken this class before, you may have seen this class before. The most recent training was taught of this class, version of this class, was taught in 2019, and it is available up on YouTube. But, couple things have changed since 2019. A couple things have changed for us as human beings. A couple things have changed in aviation. A couple things have changed in the interview process. A couple things have changed. 2019 was years ago and decades ago in some ways. So I'm teaching this training class, new and updated, on Saturday. I've also updated the Flight Attendant Career Connection interview workbook. It was updated last year, but it was actually updated in early March. So it was updated kind of right before everything changed. We've seen a lot of new questions, interview type questions. Since then, questions instead of what would you do if you have an intoxicated passenger request more alcohol? What would you do if you have a passenger not wearing his mask correctly? These kinds of changes and shifts. What have you learned about yourself during the pandemic? What changes have you made to protect the health and safety of your customers and coworkers? These kinds of questions are becoming more common. These questions that would have never even crossed our mind or occurred to us before 18 months ago or so. So the Flight Attendant Career Connection interview workbook has just been updated. So here's how you get a copy of the updated workbook. If you already had access to the workbook through the website where you log into the portal and you can get the interview workbook bundle, which means you purchased it within the last couple months without it coming like in a package. So if you purchased just the workbook on its own in the last couple months, you probably have access to the workbook inside your portal. So if you log in right now, you will see that the new workbook is there. The whole bundle hasn't been fully updated yet. It will be. I'm kind of reorganizing the way that it looks in that back office and that dashboard so that it's easier to access everything. But the new workbook is there. So if you already have access to that, the workbook's there. If you don't have access to that, I would love for you to get access, and you do that by purchasing the Flight Attendant Career Connection Interview Workbook Bundle. The link to that is in the description of this video, and I'll also put it in the comments so that it's easier to find. With the bundle, you get the workbook, newly updated. It has over 50 questions. I think it has almost 100 questions in it now. A little bit of instruction as to how to answer 4 different types of interview questions that you will encounter. It's really designed to help you develop and hone your skill of interviewing so that you can answer any interview question that comes your way, as well as giving your brain the opportunity to start to think about what types of questions you might be asked and what stories you might want to tell and things like that. You also get a couple other bonuses. They're all listed on the page that you need to go to purchase the workbook. Okay, so they're all there. The training, back to the training. Okay, so the training is Saturday. Everyone who has access to the interview workbook in the portal, in the portal and the dashboard, is invited to come to the training. So it's you're invited to come for free. I'm going to be teaching the training updated, new, same themes as you may have seen in the past, because interviewing hasn't changed dramatically, the skills, but there are so many new things that are different ways of interviewing, as well as these new questions. We've all changed. Each of us as individuals has changed as a person. So that's why the training has been updated. So if you have access to the workbook through the portal, if you log in, then if you go now, the details and the schedule for the day's events on Saturday are in there. So you can access that. If you don't, so this could be you haven't purchased the workbook yet because you didn't know about it, or you just hadn't decided that you wanted to yet. Hopefully this sweetens the pot and you decide to, then you would need to purchase the workbook to come to the training. Also, if you've purchased an old copy, so if you purchased one either maybe in a bundle a while ago or back before, you'll need to purchase a new one to come to the training and also have access to the new workbook. The good news is now that all of that information is in that portal or in that little course where you can log in, it's very easy for me to update and to upload the new version. So you'll always have access to the latest version. Just like right now, today, I updated the workbook and I put the new workbook in there, and everyone that has purchased the workbook and can log in has immediate access to the new one. So that will continue as I update new ones next year or whenever it gets updated again, whenever it needs to be updated. You'll just have the most recent copy available to you all the time, which is pretty cool too. So the training, again, it starts at noon Eastern on Saturday. There's a couple breaks in there, like I said, but it is going to go till about 6:45 or 7. I'm teaching 4 different parts, 4 different training sessions. So the training matches the workbook. The workbook is divided into 4 different sections too. And each section is a different type of interview question. We will be starting with the infamous STAR format question. So I will go over STAR, what is it, how to answer STAR format questions, how to identify STAR format questions, and some tips for STAR format, those types of questions and answers. We'll also go over onboard situational questions. So these are those ones where they say, let's pretend you're a flight attendant. What would you do if you have a passenger who, doesn't like his seat or won't put away his laptop or won't wear his mask correctly, or is intoxicated? How would you handle it? Those kinds of questions, we'll go over those. That's another training class. And then the third training class is tell me what you think questions. Tell me what you think questions are the classic. The one we'll start with is, why do you want to be a flight attendant? These are different than STAR format because they're asking more of a theory or more of an opinion as opposed to tell me a story. So why do you want to be a flight attendant? What is your strength? What is your weakness? How do you think you would handle what challenges do you think that you're going to face as a flight attendant? How are you prepared to handle those challenges? Are you ready to relocate? Those kinds of questions. What does customer service mean to you? What does hospitality mean to you? How do you feel like your personal core values align with our core values? Those kinds of questions, that's in that section. And then the last section is personality questions. These are more like icebreaker questions. Frontier does like a round robin speed dating kind of thing right now in their face-to-face interviews where you get to talk to every recruiter for 1 minute. And those kinds of questions are kind of quick, who's Who's a role model of yours besides your parent? Those kinds of quick, what's your favorite color? What would the name of your biography be? If someone wrote a book about you, what would the title be? Those kinds of quick things. Who would you sit next to on a flight to Japan? Those kind of quick questions that are they're personality questions. They're designed just to kind of find out a little bit about you. So that's the fourth type of interview question that there will be a training class on Saturday, and again, matches the workbook. After these classes are filmed and recorded, and we'll also be doing question and answer after each section too, for clarity. If there's something that you need clarified, if you have a question, if you encountered or heard about a special question that you're struggling with, there'll also be time for that, which is kind of cool. So it'll be some live group laser coaching also. Once the class is over, these trainings will be available in the Workbook Portal. So if you can't make it live, or you can only make part of it because it is a long day, or if you want to review the trainings, they will all be available to you, no extra charge, in the portal. So they will live forever with the workbook in the workbook bundle in the dashboard. So I hope that I hope as many of you as possible can join. This will be something that will be really interesting. It will be a really good investment of your time. First of all, because it's kind of even a bigger time investment than money. The workbook bundle is $27, but the time commitment to watch the videos or to come to the training is a little bit more. If you're able, it would be nice for you to block it out and almost think about you're going to a seminar or going to a workshop on interviewing. One thing that you'll hear me say a lot on Saturday, because I really, really believe that it's true, and I think it's important that we all think about interviewing this way, is that interviewing is a skill. And because it's a skill, that means you can get better at it as you practice and as you are coached and as you get out there and you do it, or you think about it, or you consider it, or you learn about it. Just like some people are born just extra talented at basketball and they're just good at basketball, all of us, if we practiced basketball, learned more about basketball, watched basketball, and were coached in basketball, we could all get better and better and better at basketball. The same is true for interviews. Some people are just sort of good at it. They just are sort of good at it. And then other people struggle with it. But all of us can get better at it. It's not something that you're either born with or not. It's a skill. You can get better at it the more you do it. And I think that coming to a training, listening to other people ask questions, listening to me give examples of good and bad answers will all be helpful as you prepare for your next interview. We're going to see more and more airlines hiring over the next couple months. We're going to see more and more dream or goal airlines hire over the next couple months too. Big deals. This is my shot kind of opportunities. Like in View from the Top, when they went to Royal from wherever they were working the Nevada flights, we're going to see some of those opportunities coming up soon. So you certainly don't want to say, I can't remember what the girl did to mess it up. Remember, it was like, are you afraid of like loud noises or something? And she was like, you mean your eye? Something like that. It's a good movie. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. Just an invitation. That's all. I think I'm done because now I'm just talking about View from the Top. But I would love to see you on Saturday if you can join me. And if not, please go ahead and purchase the workbook so that you'll have access to the training later. If you have any questions, let me know. If you already had access to the workbook through logging in, you should already have access to the back office, which is where the login is. For my members of the hub, you also already have access to the workbook and to the training on Saturday. And if you don't, or you should have access. If you don't know how to access it, or you haven't been able to access it or you haven't thought about accessing it and you're struggling, let me know so I can make sure that you have access. So if you're already a member of the Hub, you know if you're a member of the Hub. If you're a member of the Hub, then you paid for that. So no one is accidentally a member of the Hub. If you're a member of the Hub, you already have access to the training on Saturday, so you don't have to worry about buying the workbook again. Okay? I think that's all. And I will have an interview on Monday. So excited for this. Yay. Oh, look, if I click, the comment comes on the screen. Yes. Yes. Yep. And I just answered that question too. So if you're a member of the Hub, you get a new workbook. You also get to come to the training. So watch your emails for that. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you so much for your time. Can't wait to see you Saturday. Bye.